Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What is appropriate airplane behavior?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what it's not.
What is it not?
And that is not taking off your shoes to reveal
Your naked toes.
Yes, that
but
is
it
not
okay?
appropriate.
But is it okay to take off your shoes on a long haul flight when you have socks on?
Maybe. Depends what kind of socks.
I would say that the level of discomfort
just
on
bring
a
little
plane.
slippers.
Yeah.
Bring some slippers.
If you're in first class, certainly go for it.
Yeah.
Like, take off your shoes, take off your pants.
Take off your clothes.
You're paying $7,000 to get to Spain and basically a bunk bed.
Yeah.
You're good to go, right?
Yes.
But if you're back with the minions, then I would say it's probably not appropriate to take off your shoes in most circumstances. You know what I do? Sometimes I take off my shoes, but I always keep my luggage in front of me rather than up top because just this fucking shit show up top.
Yeah.
So I like to go back down where it's very everything's
you'll
coordinated.
Slide your tootsies.
I'll slide my tootsies
underneath.
around my bag, or on top of my bag. I'll kind of use it as like a footrest.
It depends on who's next to you too. I mean, if Astrid's next to you, it's totally cool. But if it's just a random stranger,
This is why I asked this question, and I want you to hear this.
Okay.
It took us 4 flights to get to and from Menfo.
Right.
Right. And so there was a lot of flying for a little bit of travel. Essentially, we had to go from South Carolina to Atlanta because that's where my parents live. We had to drop off the kids.
Yep.
South Carolina to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Memphis, and then back the same way.
Yes.
The first flight I managed for just a couple bucks to get upgraded to comfort, which means nothing. Basically, the flight from Greenville, South Carolina to Atlanta is literally 17 minutes of airtime.
Yeah, it's
so
gotta
you go
be.
up to 12,000 feet and you come back
immediately
down.
come
That's
down.
it. As soon as you get up, as soon as the seatbelt sign comes
Yeah.
off, the captain's like, flight attendants prepare for landing. And you're like, wow, that's awesome. That's my favorite kind of flight, right?
Yeah, mine was just under an hour to get from Atlanta to Memphis.
Yeah, no, it's to Memphis. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not that long of a flight to get to Memphis either, right? You get up, you get down. That's it. I didn't even have one full episode of Squid Game.
The game.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
But I asked this question because on the way back, I decided there weren't comfort seats together, and Astrid and I had separate seats anyway. So I was like, spare the change. Like, who cares? We have a 15-minute flight. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
I get on the plane. I'm in row 17. We're way late for the flight. Like, our connecting flight landed 5 minutes after the other flight started boarding. So we run there and we get on the plane. I get to row 17 and there are 2 big boys. And I'm talking about big fucking men, huge men, right? The guy I have the window
Aisle?
seat.
Oh, you have the window
seat.
Okay.
The guy in the aisle seat is a big boy. I'm going to guess, let's call it 250. 6 foot tall, right? So like 60, 70 pounds bigger than I am. Like big brusky guy.
Yeah.
The guy in the middle seat is, let's call it 350 to 400 pounds.
And you were next to him.
And I was
Squished
next to
into
him.
to the window.
Yes. Who is in control of the shade when you have the window seat? Who?
The person who's
The
sitting.
person who's sitting
Yes,
in the
correct.
fucking window seat.
That is correct.
Under no circumstances is anybody else in control of the shade except for you in the window seat.
You can make a request, but
fine. Submit your request as appropriate to the following email address. Like, fine. I'm okay with that, right? Excuse me, sir. I have, hypochondridosis or whatever, and unless I'm
or there's a blinding, ray
light.
of sun.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or you're in that weird seat where you're splitting it with the person in front of you or the person in back of you.
That one.
Okay, now, in that case, whoever has the majority of the
Right,
window
that's
then is in control, right?
correct.
And that's just the way it is. Now, there are videos going around about people, fucking with the person in front of them by, pushing it down. They keep pushing it up. Okay, whatever, jackass. Congratulations on your TikTok video. I'm talking about real-life circumstances where people's lives are in danger. I don't know how, but there's a 15-minute flight, and it's early-ish in the day, and we're flying in a certain direction where the sun is in my fucking eyeballs.
Yes.
As soon as we get on the plane, like most planes, the shades are down. If you get on a plane before 12 in the afternoon, the shades are down, and there's a reason for that.
There
It's to keep
is.
the plane cool.
Cool, yeah.
Right. And so the shades are down. I would have liked it that way. Not feeling all that great. I got a touch of the shits, right? I'm like, the schmitz and the shits. I'm like, I'm not feeling all that great. I just want to keep my shades down. I want to watch my Squid Game. I want to watch people's eyeballs get gouged out without the glare. That's what I want. That's all I want.
Yes.
And First of all, when I sit down, this guy is taking up half of me. He's over half of me.
Oh,
he's all the way over. Oh my God. Normally that lends into another question, but I'll get to this one first. As we start to roll off, as we start to push off, and we're getting close to that part where you take off, right? He reaches over and he opens the thing. Whoa. Reaches right over
me. He did the reach around? Like,
oh my God, Chrissy, he reached right over me, right in front of my face, lifted up the thing, and then was like, adjusts himself further into my fucking chest.
Okay.
Now I'm pissed. So I'm trying to give him the old brush off, right? But he's so big, it doesn't matter. It's just like, he doesn't feel it. I mean, he's deflecting. He's like, 250 of his 400 pounds are sitting on my chest, right? And I don't feel good already. And he's like, I'm so pissed. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, because you don't want to cause a fight.
So you know what I did? So as we start to take off, I went, I slid it down. Mm-hmm. Do you know what this motherfucker did as soon as we got into the air?
He did not.
He opens it up a little bit more again.
Oh my God. Dude.
I didn't say anything. Because I don't want to be on one of those fucking, Instagram videos. The guy who gets kicked off the Delta flight for starting a fight. You know what I'm saying? Right? I don't want to be that guy. And I know I got 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to deal with it. I'm giving the guy like every benefit of the doubt. Maybe like flying makes him uncomfortable and he needs to see outside in order to be, maybe there's something wrong. But the guy looks perfectly content if I'm being honest with you. He smells of Taco Bell. He's just like, he's talking to the guy next to him about, the Raiders' third string quarterback or whatever. I don't even know.
Right.
Like, it's stuff that I don't know anything about. Whatever, he's talking about the quarterback who kicks the soccer ball in the basket. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm certainly not joining in because I just want to enjoy my Squid Game without you touching my fucking shade. It's mine. I own it. I got it.
That is correct.
I booked it before you did. There's a hierarchy to how this goes. It's just common fucking courtesy.
It is.
To leave the shade alone unless you're sitting right there.
Yeah, you don't have control of it.
Not once, but twice. Asshole. You don't know how badly I wanted to get off that flight. Badly.